Okay, today this is my second video clip regarding second coming of Jesus Christ, and then the title is that there is the hierarchical order among biblical scripture, right? Okay, we are dealing with the second coming of Jesus, right? Regarding the second coming of Jesus, Jesus talked about first one is a symptoms of end time, right? And then the other one is a fulfillment of great mission. You know what? Jesus talked about the symptom of the end and symptom of end time. That means when the end time gets near and near, you guys will be seeing this kind of symptom, right? So I believe you guys know well already, because many people have posted video clips and a lot of stuff like natural disaster, rumors of war, and love of money, growth of violence, and the lack of patience, and then the other stuff is Illuminati, Freemason, Bilderberg, and all kinds of global news, right? And then here Jesus mentioned it directly, by saying the word. The Matthew chapter 24 verse 14, right? And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations. And then the end will come. So here, even if you are experiencing all kinds of symptoms, as it is written in Luke chapter 21 verse 10 to 12, this biblical scripture talked about all kinds of symptoms. But no matter how frequent and how intense you will be watching, you will be experiencing the symptom of end times, but if this side is not fulfilled, you're not gonna see second coming of Jesus Christ. That means this column is more hierarchical. It has more hierarchical order. But unfortunately, instead of knowing this side, to my understanding, many viewers and many Christians are highly focused on knowing and acknowledging and understanding the symptoms of end time. But you know what? If you will highly focus on only this column, the problems they will be encountering are this. Okay, I will draw the line here, and then it's keep continuing. Okay, see, the problem is the make us selfish. Last year I went to Vietnam over the summer, and then through the mission organization which is focusing on unreached areas, I went to the Vietnam, and then I went to some rural areas, and passing by the rural areas by taking a bus, I thought to myself, perhaps many of them who are living in rural areas have never heard about first coming of Jesus Christ, right? And have you ever thought about how many people are there who have never heard about first coming of Jesus Christ? And think about that. If we are highly engaged in thinking of second coming of Jesus Christ, right? But end time, let's say the end time is established, I believe it's not fair, because we have already taken the enough time to prepare ourselves for second coming of Jesus Christ. But if there are still many of who have never heard of first coming, it's not fair, I thought to myself at the time. So since I came back from Vietnam on the mission field, I try not to focus on knowing symptoms of end time. Instead, my focus became how I can spread, how I can make myself an effective medium, effective tool to spread the gospel, right? If you only remain in this column, right? In this column, here's a symptom of end time, and this is the fulfillment of great mission. I obviously said this column is more hierarchical, has the stronger hierarchical order, right? But anyway, when you are focused only knowing the symptoms of end times, that attitude, that will make you selfish Christian, and then they are still many who have never heard about. Okay. And second one is the high probability of getting deceived by Satan's scheme. This is very important. You know what? Just among many video clips regarding symptoms of end times, I figured out there are so many Satan's scheme and deception, right? And then only focus of knowing symptom make us afraid and fear. You know what? The more you get to know regarding symptoms, but the fearful you are become, is something wrong. It is definitely not good for your spiritual health. You know what? When you know, and then when you are seeing the symptoms of end time on a global scale, instead of becoming fear, this is the enjoyment, and this is the sure joy you have to have, because the Jesus is coming closer and closer, which is your bridegroom, right? Don't you think you are bride? And if you are real bride, and if you prefer yourself as a bride, and when bridegroom comes closer and closer to you, instead of becoming fearful, you have to be joyful, right? But only keeping a focus of only this column make you want to shrink, right? Make us selfish, and then here is an probability, high probability of getting deceived by Satan's scheme, right? and then focus of knowing symptoms, only focus of knowing symptoms make us afraid and fear, right? So in second video, I would like you to understand there are hierarchical order among biblical scripture, and then I pick the issue of second coming of Jesus as the example to explain the hierarchical order. So in conclusions, no matter how well and how deeply a symptom of end time has already been achieved, has already been established, and how frequent and how intense they are might be, but if this column fails to achieve the Jesus coming, second coming of Jesus is not gonna be happening, right? But unfortunately, many Christians, instead of getting a more higher focus on this column, it seems to me that they are more engaged with knowing the symptoms of end time, like how often earthquake has been achieved and how tsunami and rumor of wars and Bilderberg Illuminati and some conspiracy of the Hollywood market and music industry, something like that, right? But what we have to put more focus on is the how fulfillment of great mission has been achieved so far. So from my personal encounter with some missionaries who are doing his work very well on unreached areas, which is called 1040 windows, right? They are experiencing multitude numbers of people who are living in like Iraq and Afghanistan and Iran are coming back to Jesus. And then what shocked to me was that just when I taking the class and the professor told me that just like 20,000 or 30,000 people who are living in one area, one town, have the same dream in the night when they had sleep, and in their sleep Jesus appeared and started talking to them, just I'm Jesus and I'm a real God and something like that. And then one town converted from Islam to Christian. You know, this is what is really going on, what is really happening right now on a global scale. So in proportion to the fulfillment of this side, that's this column will be follow, right? This is the main point I would like to say, right? In proportion of fulfillment of this side, the fulfillment of great mission, and this column will be following after this column. So the viewers, I ask you to shift from your concern in this column to the left column, right? And then let's prepare ourselves well for becoming a bride, so that we may be rejoicing and joyful for his second coming of Jesus Christ. Okay? Yep. Thanks for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in my third video clip. Thank you.